Show. That's right. I can't even get it out after last night's 3.5 hour Saturday night live show. That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a Camp Confidential. What to watch for as camp opens this week. Finally, edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps as well. Notifications on that way. You alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishandy@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. You can locate me. The calling lines. 312-988-15. You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Fighting Irish Wire. Every day your Notre Dame existence, whether it's good or bad, we're going to have something for you there. Go there every day, get your Notre Dame information, all right? So, we've all waited so patiently, right? All summer, worried about everything, examining everything in college football at Notre Dame, upways, sideways, every which way. The time is here. Notre Dame's camp is opening, all right? We need this. All right, as a society, we need football back, damn it. It's the one thing that brings us together even through our division, all right? I want to know what you're focused on. I want to know what you want to see and hear that's going to make you feel confident about Notre Dame this year as camp gets started early. Also, I want to know what you may hear that comes out of reports from camp that could concern you. What players do you expect and or need to step up and claim spot and be good players all year? What position groups are you concerned about more than others? Let's take a look at a half dozen or so things that I'm looking to see and hear early in camp. Let's see if you agree. First things first, it's not going to be on the list. Health. Health again, mostly starting with Sam Hartman, all right? And that goes without saying, which is why it's not on a list. Now, I will say this, knock on wood, so far entering camp, unless I missed something today, I haven't caught up with the news, had some stuff going on. Notre Dame starting out in a pretty good place compared to the way we usually start out with a couple guys down or out or whatever. Starting in a pretty clean slate, knock on wood, I love that. Here's number one. Sam Hartman is the key to all of this year. Last year, I said, this time ago last year, I was sitting in this basement saying, any chance or hopes Notre Dame has of having a good year is dependent on two things from Buckner. One, being healthy all year, and two, being good. You saw how that went. The same applies for Hartman, but with more upside. And if he goes down, Notre Dame's in the exact same position they were in last year, just different names involved. It just can't happen. All right? I want reports that he's throwing the ball around like he was at the blue and gold game and that the wide receivers are coming along. The offense runs through Hartman. They need to structure the offense to maximize his skill set, utilizing what Notre Dame's run game could and should be to help that along. Not forget about it, not abandon it. Use that run game DNA to open up everything in the passing game. Not abandon it. Use it as a weapon, a tool to pivot off of. Make these defenses worry about both. Okay? And I'm hopeful that in this process, Sam Hartman's skill and experience will help bring these wide receivers along a little quicker than they would if Drew Pine was the guy throwing them the ball. And I think that's reasonable to expect. But he's got to stay healthy or we're dead all over again. I'm not, Angeli, we're not doing that. We're dead again. Okay? Backups are backups for a reason. They're not as good as the first guy. We're going to be dead again. Keep the guy alive. Number two, I want to know what Parker's offensive vision is. Now, we all know it was kind of weird how he got hired and promoted, whatever you want to call it. Not a great start perceptually with all of the Ludwig stuff. And was he the first choice, second choice? Marcus settled on his buddy, whatever you want to say. And he has mixed results in the past when it comes to being a play caller. And that's me being charitable to say that it's kind of up and down. It's his offense now. How is it going to differ from Reese's? Here's one thing that I do see in these guys' DNA that I think is different. I think it's in Parker's DNA to want to throw the ball around more than Tommy. And he actually has a quarterback that could do it. How will he want to balance this offense out? Keep the power run piece, but add the ability to burn teams with the pass. Careful balance is needed to keep defenses honest this year and maximize both parts of that, throwing it and running it. If this offense looks like last year, something is horribly wrong. Notre Dame is capable of so much more than we saw last year for a lot of reasons that have to do with the quarterback. It's got to look somewhat different. So you don't bring Sam Hartman in here with all the passing credentials he has to just hand the ball off. That's pointless for everybody involved. So I'm figuring they're going to open it up more than Notre Dame fans are used to, and we're all waiting to see it. And the more you're able to do that, the more defenses have to respect that. And then when you do hand the ball off, there's more running room. Teams should not be able to just stack the box, stop the run, guard the tight end, get off the field against Notre Dame. If they can, something's going horribly wrong. But you don't bring Hartman in here with 110 passing touchdowns and tell him to hand the ball off 90% of the time. I want to know what this is going to look like. It's important. Number 3, running back and wide receiver rotations. Early camp's the time to figure this stuff out. Who earns play? Who are you not planning on earning snaps, but there's such a dog in camp, you can't keep them off field? On the flip side, who are you expecting to make plays and they're dogging it in camp or they're not up to speed and younger guys are going to pass them up? Who's the number 2 guy behind Estime? Is Price going to be ready? Is it the Penn State guy? Does Payne have the inside track because he was healthy and around last year? Is it unrealistic to expect Love to contribute as a freshman early? He may be the most naturally gifted of all these guys, but we haven't even seen him do anything yet. Those are big questions. Who's going to be that number 2 guy off Estime? I need a speed guy to balance out his bruising running nature. Okay? And with Tyree out at wide receiver, I'm wondering who that's going to be. One of those guys has to emerge as a reliable, good number 2, lightning to Estime's thunder. When it comes to wide receivers, how much could Greathouse be relied upon as a freshman? He looked great in the spring game. Can that translate early, or do we expect too much? Tobias and Colsey, do they take big steps forward? If they don't, it's going to be a problem, and they're going to get passed up by the freshmen. Those guys got to emerge. And I realize it was not ideal circumstances to try and develop last year with some of the struggles we had in a quarterback getting the ball around and all that. Those guys need to take big steps forward to be able to be relied upon. How are they going to match up Tyree to stress defenses? This guy could be Notre Dame's big secret weapon this year. I'm just wondering if they're going to use him the right way and pick their spots when to give him the ball and see what he could do with it. What's the actual rotation going to look like in these groups? These are big decisions to be made. And if I'm the staff, I'm saying, you guys have it's a clean slate. You have all the camp, and the best guys that are making plays are going to play against Navy. It's as fair as I could possibly be. Similarly, number 4, the defensive front 7 rotations. Who in the hell is going to get after the passer every game, every week for Notre Dame? Who's going to be the rock in the middle, holding up against the run and making sure we don't get pushed around in the middle up front on defense? That's what Notre Dame needs to figure out. Cross, Mills, Nana, JJP, Nana, Botello. Who can I trust? Some of these guys got to emerge and be dogs in camp. Rabid dogs. Linebackers. It's just so wild to me, man. The linebacker unit has Notre Dame fans all over the map. Okay, I see a lot of people in Notre Dame media saying our 3 returning starters are really, really rock solid and Notre Dame fans are underappreciating them. Others were unimpressed with their play last year and want more athletic underclassmen to get a shot in that rotation. That all has to be figured out in the next month or so. I expect to see the same starters we had last year. What are the rotations? What are those sub packages? Who is specialized to do what? How are you going to work the blitzes this year? Because they didn't work at all last year. You got to revisit every single thing you did when you sent blitzes, from the timing to the structure to who was doing it, and look into why they never freaking worked. Okay? So there's a lot of questions with that group as far as what the rotation level is, what production you're going to get out of them, blending of the older guys and the younger, more athletic guys. So I don't know about that, but it's a big question I have. Number 5, on guard. If I had to guess what Notre Dame's potential weakness could be on offense, I'd guess it might be guard play. Possibly wide receivers not being able to get open off one-on-one press coverage in the biggest games to where Hartman can't throw it to them because they're not getting open enough. That is a secondary concern, but I would guess the number one reason I'd see our offense not reaching what I wanted it to be this year would be the guard play isn't going to hold up against the best teams. Shrouth, Carmody, Kristofic, Rocco's Modern Life, whatever it is, the time is now. You need to be reliable all year, and you need to be fully gelled up and ready to go as a unit leading into OSU. Fortunately, you don't have them right out of the gate. You got a few weeks where you don't have to be perfect, and you should be able to still win while you're figuring some of this out. But by the time you get to Ohio State, this needs to be a finely lubricated machine with all the parts working. If this is offensive line you need to prove it. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Coach, Reindeer, let's see what you got. This is you now. Let's see what he's got in store for this group. But those guards, I'm looking at you. Everybody, talk about Notre Dame's offensive line. Look at those tackles. We love them. Yeah, we certainly do. But there's more than 2 guys that have to block on a given play for it to work. All right? It's something that's in my mind. Bonuses. How about not on the, I think I did 5. How about number 6, safeties? I just hate talking about them. I hate talking about it because when you talk about needing safety help, then I get mad about what happened with Peyton Bowen and Brandon Illman. If you had both of those guys from the other last class, we wouldn't feel as crappy about the depth back there, would we? Pisses me off to have to talk about. Is the Rhode Island guy going to be your best, most reliable safety or what? Xavier Watts, are you going to be a ball hawk except on defense instead of offense? Who is going to emerge as a guy that this staff trusts back there to be the leader of this group? I don't know. So those are some of the early camp questions that I have and some of the things that Notre Dame needs to work out. And here's the thing. I know you had spring ball, but that's unique. You don't have all the freshmen aren't even there yet. Like, that's a little different. Now that we're in fall camp and you got a month of that, now is the time to mix this up. Crank the compete level. See who wants to earn these spots. Try different rotations, different blends of guys. Try different guys in different situations. Try and find niches where this guy's better on these downs in a blitz package. That's going to be his specialty. Or this guy's a dog. He needs to be out there all the damn time. Whatever it is. On offense, figure out how you're going to get Tyree the ball, what you need to do around him to make that pop when it does go to him, how you want to build that play structure out. All of this stuff. Now is the time to explore under supreme competition. I just think none of these guys are proven enough that their jobs should be guaranteed. I want to see some compete level out there and see these guys trying to earn these snaps. So for as good as we feel about Notre Dame this year with Hartman and all that, all of these little things matter. And these decisions, one way or the other, of how they want to do some of this stuff and set it up. could be the difference of finding the recipe to beat an Ohio State, beat a USC, beat a Clemson, or not and struggle. So there's a lot to figure out here, and there's a lot of new, and it has to be navigated the right way. But I really hope they enter this camp open-minded and try different things and see what is a good fit where to put this team in a position to stress the opponent as much as possible the entire game every week. All right? So I want you guys to tell me anything that I've missed here. What are you focusing on that I maybe didn't mention? These were just a few of the loose ends that I see Notre Dame has to tie up before we get to Ireland and we face Navy. So let me know what you guys think. Am I over worrying about something, or is there something here that I missed that's a big concern to you? I know special teams is a big deal to me. It's not on my list, but I'm very intrigued to see the kicking game. Are we going to be able to get even near the production with the pump blocks and all that? Can we maintain that energy without the guy that was coaching that unit last year? I'm hopeful we can, because I know how much Freeman values special teams, and he wants to put his best players out there, regardless if they're regular position players or not. Like, Freeman invests in special teams way more than Kelly does, regardless of who the unit coach is. But I'm just wondering, you don't have that guy and that energy there. Is that going to maintain? I got a lot of questions. So let me know what you guys think. What did I miss? What am I right on? What are you worried about? What do you want to see and hear about from early camp? Let your boy know.